All right, let's get more expertise here. We've got Anthony Roman with us. He's an FAA licensed commercial pilot, a former flight instructor at the State University of New York. And we also are joined again by former NTSB and FAA investigator, Jeff Guzzetti. Good morning. It's good to have both of you here. So let's talk about your pilot. Why is this particular airspace so challenging? Everyone talks about how difficult the landing and takeoffs can be and how congested it is there.
It is a reasonably small airport for so many aircraft that come in, 2 active runways many times, and the approaches, the instrument approaches to the aircraft can be quite difficult. To runway 33, it requires 3-4 turns within 10 miles of the runway. And doing 150 miles an hour, 10 miles does not take a long time to traverse. And that's as the pilot is descending. In this particular case, I understand that the aircraft was landing on runway 33, but at first approaching runway 1. And at minimum altitude, it would have to change direction to the right, dogleg to runway 33, and then make a final left-hand turn.
You're saying that the runway was changed last minute? I hadn't heard that before.
Not changed last minute, but they were informed to approach runway 1 and dogleg to runway 33. Now, that creates a situation where the pilots are concentrating heavily on switching runways and approaching the airport at night. Many, many lights. Besides the airport having a tremendous amount of light and very bright approach system that's flashing the direction to the runway, you also have all of the background lights on the highway, then the darkness of the river, and the contrasting light on Washington, D.C. So it's very difficult to spot other aircraft, particularly at a low altitude.
Anthony, we're going to play just a snippet of the audio from air traffic control last night. And listen closely. Tell me what you hear. I want to get your take on the traffic between the pilot and air traffic control. Here it is.
Pass 25, get the CRJ in flight. Pass 25, pass 1 is CRJ. American 3130, go around turn left end 250, climb maintain 3000.
All right, explain that to us in layman's terms. What's being said between the two?
What essentially, that helicopter was taking off from a small military base just across the river on the Pentagon side. And it's crossing through the busiest airspace in that region, and instructed to go behind the CRJ while it was in landing phase. But at the same time, the video shows that an aircraft is taking off as well, either from runway 33 or 1. And so the pilot of the helicopter could have mistaken the location of the aircraft for the aircraft taking off, or lost the aircraft in sight because of all of the background lights. Very, very difficult. Not a lot of time or room for error.
Yeah, let's turn to Jeff Guzzetti, who is a former NTSB and FAA investigator. What do you see in these images, in the snippets of audio that we have from ATC?
Hi, Savannah. Well, I think Captain Roman, I see the same thing that he sees. But I think the jury is still out with regard to exactly what the helicopter pilot was seeing. Was the helicopter on night vision goggles? Was the helicopter flying at the proper altitude for that helicopter route? Because there's a corridor where helicopters can transit the Potomac River. So we'll have to see what that will show in the investigation. I'm sure the controller will be interviewed. They will review the recorded radar tapes, but it certainly looks like a mid-air collision that happened in visual conditions. The visibility was good, but it was at night, and that could provide a different image to pilots that are taking off and landing or transiting that very congested airspace.
Jeff, so far we haven't heard whether they've actually recovered those so-called black boxes that end up telling us so much in situations like this. But when they do, Jeff, what do those show? What will those reveal?
Well, for the American Eagle flight, you'll be able to hear if, in fact, this traffic alert and collision avoidance system did go off, did provide an aural warning. You'll be able to determine if the crew had any idea or talked amongst themselves about spotting the helicopter traffic. And then if the, I'm not sure if the military Black Hawk helicopter has a cockpit voice recorder, but you'd be able to hear the same things with that also.
Jeff, just real quickly, if it did, let's just say that this system that's going to alert the regional jet to a near collision, if you're landing, you're on approach at 150 miles an hour, I mean, what evasive measures could you really take at that point anyway, even if you were alerted?
Not much, Savannah. And in fact, Tom Costello nailed it with regards to the use of TCAS whenever you're on final approach into an area where there's all kinds of airplanes around. The algorithm, the software may mute some of those warnings because you're pretty much almost at the runway. And you've got the helicopter coming from perhaps behind the regional jet or on a course to come behind it. So there probably wasn't a lot to do, even if the TCAS alarm did go off.
Let's leave it there for the moment, but we'll be back with you, gentlemen, throughout the morning as we cover this terrible tragedy in Washington. Thank you for your time.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't miss the Today Show every weekday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific on our streaming channel, Today All Day. To watch, head to today.com/allday or click the link right here.